and
So
this would be
yeah.
my business, and this is what I will be able to do forever,
Right.
you know?
And I know
Yeah.
that once you take that leap of faith, you open up so many doors because you're
Yes,
no longer living in
absolutely.
fear, thinking that, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. And also, yes, you are right. When the fear comes in the middle, then it just pulls you down,
Yeah.
and you have to like stay away from all the negativity, like you hear a lot of things, like when you present certain things in your way, that you have it in your mind and you want to present it in your own way, and that might not relate to some people, and that can be like a negative effect on you.
Sure, sure.
And so you have to get past that. You have to get past all of those negative.
Believing yourself and
Exactly.
being strong
Exactly.
and having confidence that
Yes, you're
you can
absolutely
do
right.
it no matter what.
Uh-huh.
And
Believe in yourself, believe in your capabilities, and have confidence to go ahead with that. And
of
that
course.
is that is what really pushed me, to do what I'm doing right
Yeah.
now.
I always say competing and comparing will kill your
Oh my
confidence.
gosh, you just read my mind. You read my mind, Giovanna. I absolutely 200% agree with
Because
you.
you cannot
Yeah.
look on the outside and start to compare, because then you're going to see so many things that you're not doing that the other person's doing.
Yes.
Or if you're going to compete against what somebody else is doing, we understand that we all have our gifts.
Yeah.
There's no need to compete,
Yes.
because then you're you're basically assessing yourself against someone else,
Yes.
and it just brings you down.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
if you tap into your
Yes.
own gifts, your own skills, because that's what makes us all unique,
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
then you're able to move forward every day, one day at a time. You
Exactly. And then you
get
can,
creative.
yes, exactly, get creative and use your mind, use your own ideas and go ahead, because
Absolutely.
that is unique to you, you know?
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a small break, and
Sure.
we're going to talk about how you used your imagination to be so creative with your food. Hello, everyone, and we're back, and we're going to continue this interview. I'm going to um, just add this back in, and we're going to be ready to wait. Here we go. Continue. Okay. Is here to share with you her passion. As we talk about what drives our passion, most of the time is it's something that we love to do, and this passion just grows into bigger and bigger things because we are servicing people, and that's what brings us joy. So Raj, welcome to Spark and Change with Gigi. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
And
I'm so happy to be here, Joanna.
thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Absolutely. And when I was at the farmers market, the Mankaska farmers market, you were glowing.
Thank you.
It was like if I was driving a car and I had to take a second look, because you had the biggest smile. And that to me, just spelled that you loved what you were doing.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Thank you.
and
Thank you for that.
absolutely, and your pictures of your food and everything that was on the table looked not only yummy, delicious, but so colorful. Like it
Yes.
just sparked, change in me like immediately.
Yes.
So I brought you here, and I invited you. I invited you here to the show so that you can tell us, like, what sparked your passion, and how did it all begin with you? Because I know that you had to get out of your comfort zone. So
Absolutely.
please tell us,
Absolutely. Yes.
how did it all started?
So first of all, thank you. Thank you. I I have always loved cooking. Cooking has been my passion all along, and even before when I was doing my engineering, I did my engineering work both in India and in the US, and all that time I used to cook, forever. I've been cooking for like almost 20 years. So, but I never did anything professionally about it earlier. So I decided, okay, I want to combine. I had my fashion sense also. I did go to FIT to learn textile designing, and I wanted to bring in the fashion and food because I knew that I had to do something with food because that is the one thing that just keeps me going, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I decided, okay, I have to do something related to cooking and fashion. And that's how I came up with Creative Rajni. That is basically a private chef experience. It's an intimate, engaging private chef experience in the comfort of your home.
Beautiful.
So, thank you. And it's basically a three-course stylishly plated meals in your home, and it has like South Indian flavors. So it's like a modern take on South Indian cuisine. So people know about Indian food, but it's presented in a very modern way.
I know you mentioned
Yes.
that, it's cooking with love.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Yes, I forgot about that. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me.
So, yeah, explain
It
to
is,
us.
yes, it is cooking. It's actually cooking with love. It's cooked with love. And I feel that love is the main ingredient for my cooking. And it has to be present in order to have that delicious flavor.
That's right. And when you do it with love, you keep perfecting it, right?
Yes.
You add more color because
Yes.
it's bringing the love from within you
Yes.
onto your plate, and you absolutely your displays are beautiful.
Thank you.
But I'm sure it wasn't easy getting to this point,
Yeah.
right? Because when you make a commitment to yourself and you are changing from being an engineer to now, making this your career and your passion,
Yeah.
you had to take the leap of faith.
Yes. So true.
So
So
tell
true.
me about that.
Yes. So I I did my engineering back in India, and I actually, I enjoyed that with my dad for sure. But there was something in me that has not been fulfilled, and I just didn't feel. I wanted to do other things, like I wanted to be in the cooking field forever, and I knew that it's there in back of my mind, but I just didn't know which direction I wanted to go. So I got into thinking, and I really wanted to do something of service to others and also connect that to my cooking. So that's what I was thinking about. And finally, I decided, okay, this is what I should be doing. I should be doing service to others. So what I do is I do cooking classes also. Through the cooking
That's
classes,
beautiful.
thank you. So through the cooking classes, I serve the orphans back in my state, Kerala to be exact,
Are
in
you
South
you're so
India.
you're teaching people how to cook
Yes,
in
I
your
also
cuisine?
have
Wow.
cooking classes as well, where I wanted to give back to, my back in my country and my state, the
Yeah.
orphans. So that has been a very huge part of, in my mind. I wanted to do something,
Sure.
and I wanted to relate that to cooking. So I thought this is the best way.
I'm sure that people back home there are very grateful for what you do,
Yes.
and it keeps you going, right?
Yes.
Because when you
Yeah.
see that your service is bringing out the best in people, it just comes
Exactly.
bounces back to us, and we feel
Right.
more fulfilled and
Yes.
having a purpose. Because to me, I know a passion is a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
My purpose is to help people change their story after they're diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And from changing their story, they now become a new person,
Yes,
and they see
absolutely.
themselves succeeding.
Right.
But if we still keep the old story and we keep saying this the old story, there's no change. So sparking change happens when you do change
Yeah.
your story.
Yeah.
And you change your story because you came here 20 years ago from your country, and you're like, okay, that's who I was back then. So now
Yes.
I came here and I started to venture into
Yes. Yes.
my passion,
Right.
right? So you changed your story
Yes, I did.
and you got out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And the rewards are great when you
Yes.
get out of your comfort zone. It's scary,
Absolutely.
it's
Oh,
risky.
yeah.
So tell us about that, because I know you had to go through that phase of like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Right,
You know.
exactly. Yes, absolutely. So I did a few dinners actually for in Westchester County, and private chef dinners, and everybody loved it. So that just told me, that gave me like, it's like a push for
Yes,
me, you know?
confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did a few private chef dinners like with 12 to 15 people, and and like 6 months after, I I got the Best of Westchester award from the
Beautiful.
Westchester magazine. I was so thrilled and shocked at the same time.
Right.
But that gave me a real boost, I would
Of
say.
course. Of course.
And I just continued. I just kept at it. I kept at it, and I started taking more dinners, and I felt great. That was just really, really eye-opening for me. And so I just decided at that point, I decided, okay, this is it. I am actually going to just continue doing this. And
So,
this would be
yeah.
my business, and this is what I will be able to do forever,
Right.
you know?
And I know
Yeah.
that once you take that leap of faith, you open up so many doors because you're
Yes,
no longer living in
absolutely.
fear, thinking that, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. And also, yes, you are right. When the fear comes in the middle, then it just pulls you down,
Yeah.
and you have to like stay away from all the negativity, you know. Like you hear a lot of things, like when you present certain things in your way, that you have it in your mind and you want to present it in your own way, and that might not relate to some people, and that can be like a negative effect on you.
Sure. Sure.
And so you have to get past that. You have to get past all of those
Believe
negative.
in yourself and
Exactly.
being strong
Exactly.
and having confidence that
Yes, you're
you can
absolutely
do
right.
it no matter what.
Uh-huh.
And
Believe in yourself, believe in your capabilities, and have confidence to go ahead with that. And
of
that
course.
is that is what really pushed me, to do what I'm doing right
Yeah.
now.
I always say competing and comparing will kill your
Oh
confidence.
my gosh, you just read my mind. You read my mind, Giovanna. I absolutely 200% agree with
Because
you.
you cannot
Yeah.
look on the outside and start to compare, because then you're going to see so many things that you're not doing that the other person's doing.
Yes.
Or if you're going to compete against what somebody else is doing, we understand that we all have our gifts.
Yeah.
There's no need to compete,
Yes.
because then you're you're basically assessing yourself against someone else,
Yes.
and it just brings you down.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
if you tap into your
Yes.
own gifts, your own skills, because that's what makes us all unique,
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
then you're able to move forward every day, one day at a time. You
Exactly. And then you
get
can,
creative.
yes, exactly, get creative and use your mind, use your own ideas and go ahead, because
Absolutely.
that is unique to you, you know?
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a small break, and
Sure.
we're going to talk about how you used your imagination to be so creative with your foods.
Okay.
And so we'll be right back, everyone.
Thank you.
So, welcome back, everyone. So, before I start the next video, I would like to share with you a poem that I found about purpose. Everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift and special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the amazing of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of living. We are here for a purpose. We are not just here to survive, but to discover what we are born for, to do it with all our passion and skill, and to make a positive change in the world, a positive difference in the world. I apologize. This is our calling for our reason of being, our destiny. We may find our purpose, fulfill it fully, and make a world a better place because we were here. When we're working with a passion, we're meeting our purpose, and it just brings us joy and happiness, and we keep spreading it to the world. And that's what makes this world a better place. So let's continue with the interview. Again, more to share because she just has an amazing story, and I'm so happy to bring it to you. Hello, everyone. So we're back, and we are going to talk to Raj about how she came up with her business name, Creative Rajni, and um, how creative and how she used her imagination to really, bring this idea that she had into real life. So tell us about it.
Yes, that's a great question. Yes, I have always been creative all along, even since my childhood. I used to paint, I used to draw when in school, and so I did some drawing lessons, some art classes. I started off with watercolors and then I moved on to oils. So that creative mind has always been there for me. So I wanted to connect that creative mind and and my name. I wanted my name to be there as well because it's something personal to me,
Sure.
and I wanted people to know my name. So I wanted to have all the creative, things, and I could just come up with the word creative because
Yeah.
it has a very huge meaning,
Well, I think
right?
absolutely, and I
Yeah.
think when we think about creative and being have creativity, it opens up like we have freedom,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
We have freedom to do anything we want because creativity,
Yes.
it's not defined by any one thing.
Yes, it's your imagination. It
It,
can
you,
be anything.
you're using exactly, you're using your imagination and you're
Yeah,
just letting yourself be.
that's true. That is
And
true.
when you're letting yourself be without any restrictions, without any rules, without any, no
Yes.
one saying what you need to do or how you
Yeah.
need to do it,
Right.
you can truly create something
Yes,
magnificent.
absolutely.
And you do that with
Absolutely.
your dinners, you do that with your
Yes.
work, and you said you bring in fashion and you bring in, cooking and food together.
Yes.
And I can just see the freedom of, using whatever colors you want,
Yes.
using whatever
Yes.
foods you want. I'm sure you have to
Yeah.
blend in foods to make it taste good.
Exactly.
But, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
the word creativity enabled you to just think outside the box.
Yes, absolutely. And a
Yeah.
creative, yes. So since I have art in my background and fashion in my background, I wanted to put it all together. And I feel creative word is so powerful that I just decided to go with that name along with my first name.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
is how I came up with it. So Creative Rajni is basically all about cooking with love and having a three-course stylishly plated, three-course meals in your home. So I wanted to do that because I felt that, this is such a powerful word. I wanted to connect all of it together, and I felt that was the best word
I think
that I
it's
could come up with.
beautiful. I think, using the word creative,
Yeah.
and, I had that name as well in my
Oh,
corporate
really?
name.
Uh-huh.
And it's amazing how, we connected having the same name in our
Yes.
businesses. But
That is so
it's,
amazing.
it really comes down to that we're all creative, all of
Absolutely.
us. It's,
Absolutely true.
do we take it and run with it, or do we keep it hidden because we're afraid of what people may say or what people may do? But when we really bring ourselves out, we show our true gifts,
Yes.
and we become creative in a sense, because, and we're using our imagination when we're creative, right?
Yep.
And our imagination is infinite possibilities of what you can create.
Absolutely.
So, and I truly
Absolutely.
believe we all have that gift. It's, do we choose to use it? Do we choose to step out of the box, and into the circle? Because, I say the circle of love, and I say that because when we become creative, we're not just thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about
True.
our surroundings and
Yes.
thinking of
And
others.
others. Correct.
And this is where I say you find your passion to serve others, because you're doing exactly that. And when you see people giving you reviews, or people saying this is delicious,
Yes.
oh, this looks good, and they didn't even put it in their mouth yet, right?
Right.
How does that make you feel? Right?
Feels so amazing.
Feels amazing. It feels like you're on top of the world, because
Yes.
you took your creativity, your
Yes.
imagination, and here you are, you created something that is authentic, real,
Right.
with love.
Yes,
And
exactly, exactly. So I bring in my South Indian cuisine, and what I'm trying to do is bringing Indian cuisine in such a modern fashion with combining, all the colors, different textures. I use that in fashion too. There's a lot of even when you paint on fabric, there's a lot of textures that you paint on.
right.
It brings out a different look. So I want to combine that those kind of textures and different colors onto food, and
Right.
that is what creative Rajni is all about. It's invoking creativity on a plate basically, and I love to do that with food, and I feel that it's a form of art. It's artwork on a plate. That's how I
Yeah.
think about it.
And I know you mentioned, when we spoke last, that it's also like meditation for you.
Yes,
And like it
yes,
keeps you in, like you're in a meditative state when you're actually being creative.
yes, exactly. No, it's totally. Um, it being in the kitchen is like meditation to me.
Yeah.
And so when I cook, I'm at peace and it brings me immense joy and I am in the zone and I do well, very well in that zone.
You're healing yourself with food, right?
Yes,
That's great. That's
and plus I
great.
love food.
Of course, who does that? What is that saying? It says, food is the the way to a man's heart,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
But no, I truly can relate to the
Yes,
fact of how when you're having, when you're driven by your passion,
yes,
it brings you so much joy
absolutely.
that you're not thinking about the what ifs, you're not scared, because you're
Exactly.
doing it from your heart, and you're
Exactly.
doing it with love, like you
Yes,
said.
absolutely. And I also had the pleasure of meeting the Michelin star chef, John Georges, because I worked at his restaurant and I learned it was amazing experience for me to learn the food plating as well from him. So
Sure.
I met him and he was just an amazing, amazing individual, and we had the best conversation
Mm-hmm.
in the kitchen. And I learned a lot, from him. It was just a pleasure to meet him in person.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, he had been to Kerala, the state where I'm from.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had a great conversation on
And did
that.
you ever think that would happen? Like when you first started with this passion, right? Did you like think that you would be right here today having, I mean, I know you said you were in the Westchester magazine
Yes,
2022. You got an award for there.
yes, yes.
And I believe you mentioned you cooked for the New York Giants.
Yes, I did cook for the New York Giants long snapper, Casey
Okay.
Kreiter, and it was for his birthday. So I cooked a really good biryani for him and his family. It was an amazing experience as well. But coming back to the John Georges, he is also my inspiration. His plating was a big, huge part of my inspiration because the plating is just so gorgeous. It's stunning and delicious. So, and I was very grateful that I could work in one of his restaurants and, you know, have a great experience learning,
Right.
how to play it for like so many people, and that had a huge impact
On you.
on me actually. So I'm very grateful for that
That is beautiful.
experience.
Well, we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about what advice can you give others that can help them to follow their passion.
Absolutely.
Great.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So we're back. Hello, everyone. So we're back to for Raj to give us some tips on how we can follow our passion. But before we even do that, it's important, Raj, to know how can people find their passion? Because most people don't even know they have a passion.
That's right. That's right. For some people, it takes a very long time to find what it is. For me, I kind of knew what it was, but the thing is, you have to find what really brings you joy and what really drives you, you know, and what you are really, really interested in. And you have to really go into your heart and look into your heart and see what really brings that spark, as you mentioned, you
Yeah,
know.
it's the happiness.
Yes,
We most of the time just don't think about ourselves. We think about others.
yes.
So because the passion is there, the purpose is there. It's just that we don't bring it out because we're not focused on ourselves. We're focused on others,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So it's a matter of finding what really brings you joy within yourself and what you would love to do for forever, and you will keep on doing that, right? So you have to find that is, you really have to get in yourself into your heart and really have a good thought about it, and then I'm sure you'll find it,
And
and once you find it, right, then that you will just keep on doing that. If you find it, you will continue doing that, and it just flows. Everything opens up at that time. The possibilities are endless
yeah,
once you get to know that.
and it's about having confidence in yourself.
Yes,
It's
the
about being
another thing.
patient,
Yes.
right? Having Let's talk about having confidence because it's one thing having our own confidence, but then there's another thing when you're looking at the outside that tries to kill your confidence
Yes.
because it's, the fears from
Yes.
out there are coming within, and then you end up
Right.
dropping your passion because you're afraid of
Exactly.
something. So it's
Yes.
sticking to it, right? It's
Yes.
letting nothing stop you. It's
Yeah.
continuing.
And believe in yourself. You know when you have a capability, right? You have to just believe in yourself, stick to it, and just continue doing that. And that is what I did. I knew that I am good at cooking, and I know that I can make good food.
Yeah.
But so that just prompted me, to keep going,
But you also, and within that, there's
Mm-hmm.
also that we are servicing others.
Yes.
So if you're servicing others, I do feel that there's that strong connection to
Yes.
say, I'm going to make it because
Yes.
it's not about me. It's about helping others and servicing others and making others feel good
Yes.
because we can only feel good when we are giving.
Absolutely.
When you take,
I
it's a
know.
short, temporary dosage of feeling good. It's not a
So true.
permanent, right?
So true.
And so I feel that if your passion
Yeah.
is about giving to others
Mm-hmm.
and doing good for others, I I feel that you're going to be successful. Maybe it may take you a
Absolutely.
little longer. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not around the corner and you have to work extra
Right.
hard. But the essence of what you're doing is you're making others, you're servicing others, you're making others feel good through whether it's
Yes.
food,
Mm-hmm.
art, design, whatever
Yes.
it could be. When you're giving yourself and your time
Mm-hmm.
for others, you're sparking change in them,
Absolutely.
and I want to
Mm-hmm.
touch base on, you spoke about how you were inspired
Mm-hmm.
by your mentor George,
Yeah. John Georges.
just
Yes.
and how are you now taking those lessons that
Mm-hmm.
you've learned from him
Mm-hmm.
and helping others?
Right. So I have started cooking classes. And what I do is I teach authentic Kerala cuisine, South Indian cuisine,
Yeah.
um, at those classes. And all the money from the cooking classes, they go to the orphans back in my state, Kerala,
Wow,
India.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I know
Yes.
you mentioned that before, but
Yes.
you are now, and this is definitely something that I've learned through my journey, is that we get inspired by people, and now people will be inspired by us. So, and
Right.
that's really
Right.
what sparking change is all about.
Absolutely.
It's we
Absolutely.
get sparked by someone, and they bring out,
Mm-hmm.
the goodness in us,
Yes.
and we become something more,
Exactly.
and then we share our gifts with others, and
It's like a roller
it's like
coaster,
it's like
you
a
know?
gift that never
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah.
And I love that because that's what makes this world a better place.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And it brings immense joy to me that I'm serving, the orphans through my cooking. And that is exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That is partly creative Rajni.
Yes.
It has to be connected to something more
But it's so much,
meaningful.
yes, but and it's also much bigger than just the orphanage,
Correct.
right? There's
That's
so
true
much that
too.
go. It's just a
Yes.
ripple effect because
Yes.
they're receiving the funds, the money from your cooking classes,
Yeah.
and now they're feeding their families. So
Yes.
you're sparking change back home with what you're
Yes.
doing here,
I try my
and
best.
that must feel great. Well, listen, I want to thank you for all that you
Thank you.
do. I sense the love and the energy that you bring to your to your food, and I wish you much, much success in your life.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much, Joanna.
Thank you for
Thank you
coming.
for having me.
My
It was such a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Oh, you'll be back
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hello there. So it's a fantastic interview I had, and I wanted to share other ways that you can find your passion, because finding a passion is truly a self discovery process that, does take time. And I just wanted to share some tips. I do know that I learned from my mentor that, every day we use our five senses. But when you really go into deep and learning more, you want to discover your passion or your purpose, we need to use what he called our higher faculties. It's the will, it's a perception, it's your imagination, it's reasoning, it's your memory, and it's your intuition. Those are the higher faculties that you're looking within to find what is your true passion and your purpose. But I also wanted to just go through quickly, like some ways that you can, go through this process of discovering what is your passion, because we're definitely here for a purpose. We're not here to suffer. We're not here to work 100 hours a week and not enjoy life. I don't think any of us um, want to do this on an everyday basis, because from experience, I can tell you that if you're constantly working, 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 you think that there's no purpose behind what you're doing. It cannot possibly fulfill you and bring joy to your life. Eventually you're gonna, get sick of this job and go to another job, and then it's gonna be happy for a little while, and then you're gonna go into another job. It's because you're trying to find your purpose, and I did it with my own career. So I just wanted to share some tips that I wrote down here, so that you can start to do this self discovery process to see what truly makes you happy. So, one is reflect on what your interests are. What are you passionate about? What really energizes you, basically? Start with, that's one way. Another way is to try new things, right? I know we are all like to be in our comfort zone, but getting out of the comfort zone is the only way that we can um, try new things. And yes, it's scary, but once you get over that fear, it's where you are happy again. So and believe it or not, we're the ones who set the fear in motion. And going after what you love, the only way to find out is if you get out of your comfort zone. Identify your strengths, right? So when you look at your skill sets, like what do you like to do? What's easy for you to do? Because your strengths and your interests can lead you to something that you truly love to do, and it's with ease. It's not a struggle. If you're struggling to learn something, to do something, it's because um, it's not for you. It's not really, maybe you're doing it for the money, or maybe you're doing it because someone told you to do it. If there's a struggle going on between something you're learning and something you really want to do, that's that's your own self discovery to know that maybe that's not going in the right path for you, and you keep looking for something else until you find joy in what you're doing. Seek aspiration. Um, I'm sorry, seek inspiration. Seek inspiration, because when you are inspired by other people, that may just spark that change in you that you may want to do the same thing. So surround yourself with people who truly inspire you. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is, your gut feeling, your instinct. It can truly guide you towards things that you will enjoy. Volunteer, help others. When you're volunteering and you're helping others, joy naturally comes with it. And that might also spark a passion. Embracing the self discovery stage, which is really asking yourself questions. At the end of the day, you have that little voice that speaks to you. Listen to what it's saying, ask questions, because that little voice will give you some guidance. Embrace failure. Failure is the number one reason why people just stop and leave their passion. Failure should not stop you. Failure is just an indication that you're not going after the right things. That in the, it's like you driving on the road and you're almost getting off the road. It's just a little nudge to say, try something different. But if you don't try and you just sit back and wait for your passion to just magically appear, that's not going to happen either. So embrace failure as just a signal to create change. And then take action when you like to do something and it's on your mind, go for it. Because what's the worst that can happen, right? You just change gears. But unless you take action towards that purpose or that passion you have, it could just be in your mind and never actually come into reality. So go after it, take action. The only way you know whether it's good or bad, what's going to work, not going to work, is by you taking action. You truly want to find when you do have that, find that passion and it lights you up and it makes you happy and you want to do it over and over and over again. That's how you know you found your passion. And I know for me, I found my passion, and my passion is helping others find their passion because someone did it for me. And it feels so good to be here speaking to you right now, knowing that I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm sparking change, and I'm sparking change to where people can enjoy their life. There is obviously, very much concern about the direction of this world and, what's going on. But we need to kind of like look within, find a passion to make us happy. Because if we keep looking on the outside for our passion and our purpose, you're not going to find it because it has to come within. Happiness starts within. Doesn't start outside. No one outside can make you happy. You need to make yourself happy first. So I do know that finding this passion within us is really what's essential for us to enjoy this life. Thank you so much for joining me on this show, and I look forward to our next episode. Have a good evening. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining me on Sparking Change with Gigi. I hope that our episode today has ignited a spark within you to create positive change in your own life and in the world around you. To learn more about how you can become a guest or supporter, head over to sparkingchangenow.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to me, and it helps me to continue producing content that sparks change in each of us and the world. You can find us on various platforms, including Google Play Store, Apple App Store, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to having you join me again next week on Sparking Change with Gigi.